as we come to a close, I do want to get your reactions just on our last topic before we come to an end. And it's Pete Hegseth, the overseeing the Department now of War, and on this military reset, this speech that he gave announcing new rules. For many, they saw them as unexpected. Others, they were rules and changes that they did see coming. Mark, I'm going to continue with you, just your perspective. What's your readout? Some people say, or the way the Secretary Hegseth framed these, is that this is a way to strengthen military to get rid of what he called woke and sort of DI policies. What's your reaction to his speech just a few days ago?
Oh, well, the event per se, I think is just incoherent of the rhetoric of efficiency that this government wants to showcase, which is how do you drag every general and admiral of the U.S. Armed Forces back into D.C. to give them a pep talk? I think that's just a waste of resources, but from a government that says they're being efficient. So I think that first just starts the whole situation in a bad way. I think it's a distraction as well because they want to say that the military, in some sense, is not strong because of whatever policies. This is not true. This is not true. I think this, at the end of the day, is an insult to the armed force. I think it's an insult that a Fox News host is giving this speech to war experienced generals and admirals. I think it's lack of respect. Um, at the same time, you don't see the actual um, commitment from this government to actually strengthen the military. They give a good speech about woke and everything, but where's the money? We're supposed to be investing in our military, but we haven't seen a growth in the investment of the military. Uh, we see these speeches on the side. We also saw the president give and let's be honest, a weird speech, campaign speech to our generals and our admirals. And I think one of the biggest warning signs, apart from the obvious campaign speech, was when the president was saying, we're going to fight the enemy within. In a sense, you see this rhetoric from the Secretary of Defense, from the president, of there's an enemy within, like in a sense saying that part of the country is the enemy. First thing is our military cannot be used in the country, within our borders. The military is to defend the country. So it should be alarming to anyone, specifically the Hispanic community that has seen in their origin countries autocratic leaders use the military to suppress opposition. For example, Venezuela, the clearest case. Cuba, you can add it. Using this language that is very similar, saying that there's an enemy within, when that is not true. We're all Americans, and nobody here is the enemy of the military or the president. So I think that should be worrying for all of us,
Yeah.
worrying the inefficiency of the whole event. And at the end of the day, it's like, if you really want to strengthen our military, don't talk. Take action, invest in them. We need investment. That hasn't happened in this government. They have kept it very low compared to the needs that the Secretary of Defense, the Ministry of Defense, has communicated to the government. So where's the action? This is all talk, in my opinion.
Soledad, I want to go to you. I'm curious who you believe is the audience here during this presentation. Obviously, the generals were there in person. This was televised. But this could have been done sort of through a memo. It could have sort of just been enacted, but the president and Secretary Hegseth did decide in this strategy. Do you think this is part of a strategy to echo just his message in general when it comes to DEI, to echo their messages on wokeism in general? Or is it a foreign audience? Are they trying to show that, hey, the U.S. has a focus on strength, on sort of merit, or how do you kind of sort of see how do you analyze this event?
I think that the target audience was much broader than the generals themselves. Otherwise, they would have done a memo, and that would be it. I think that they wanted to send a message to the nation in general. And even though I understand like why they decided to do this, and I think that a huge part of the population that decided to vote for Trump did it because they were really worried about the cultural issues, the cultural shift that they were seeing in society. So I do understand that these are really relevant issues that we need to discuss. I think that a lot of especially when you see that Trump got so many votes among suburban moms and mothers in general. I think a key point there, aside from the economy and safety, had to do with a reaction against this woke culture. So I understand why they decided to do that. That being said, I'm a pragmatic. I'm someone who likes action. So I agree that this might not have been the most efficient thing to do, and that I would prefer to see changes in a pragmatic way, in a tangible way, more than in PR stunts.
Yeah, very much so. Because I do think there was a little bit of that sort of, I wouldn't necessarily say the stunt, but there was a PR element to the entire sort of rollout of these new rules. Well, I do want to thank our audience for tuning in. I do want to thank Marco coming in from Washington, D.C. Thank you for your time. Soledad here in studio. Thank you both for joining us. Thank you again to the audience for tuning in. This is The Game, the show where we go play by play, analyzing the game of politics.